Yo, yo, yo. What is going on, everybody? So you got Rez, and I am back. As you can see, some different scenery with me this evening. Trying something, doing a little test here, guys, because of my internet connection. If you guys are in here already, it looks like there's some people that are already in the chat, but just let me know if you guys can hear me, and let me know how my lighting, or not lighting, but let me know how my screen is. Is it really blurry like last time, or can you guys see me okay? Because I'm trying to figure out how if this is working, and my connection still says that it's unstable. This is getting mad frustrating. So I'm gonna have to like see if I could get Comcast to come out here, because I have Comcast or Xfinity as my internet provider. But the reason why I'm out here, blurry video, I do apologize about that, guys. There's something going on with my connection, and not really sure why it's so blurry. I didn't have this issue before, and I think it has something to do with my router. So not really sure why my connection is continuing to be as blurry as it is, but I do apologize, guys. But if you guys can hear me okay, I think that'll be fine. Welcome to another live stream. If that's the case, I'm probably just gonna head back in my usual spot in a little bit in the stream here. But I do want to welcome everybody that is tuning in again this evening, man. Welcome back, guys. If you're new to the stream, I pretty much do these streams every Wednesday, typically at 6 o'clock p.m. But I think I'm going to start just moving it officially to 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I think it's easier for me, and it gives me time to prepare for, for everything that's going on. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know what happened, because my video quality was fine before that really bad storm, but like I'm looking at my connection, and it's literally one bar, and it says that the connection's unstable. It says if you're on Wi-Fi, try plugging into your router and moving closer to it. I'm in the same room where the router is. I'm actually in the kitchen, and the router is like literally right here. So I don't know what's up. I don't know what's up with the signal strength, but I'm gonna have to try and call Comcast to come out here and take a look at this, because I can't keep doing live streams while I'm looking like all like crazy like this, man. But I do want to thank everybody that's on here this evening. I got a lot of topics I want to talk about tonight. But I definitely want to open the floor for anybody that does want to come on with me on screen. I will put the link out here in just a moment. So if you guys want to hop on, the link is in the chat. Shout outs to the 5 peeps that are in here right now. Bay Area, what's good? Moke TV, what up, what up? King Leo, what's good? Mike 66, what's up, brother? And yo, POB, what's good, man? So yeah, why don't we jump into the stream? Before though, real quick, I just want to reiterate this, because I know there was a lot of confusion with kind of like some of the topics I talked about in the last live stream. So I don't know if you guys saw, but I did put in the description just some guidelines that I want to try and follow for this live stream and other live streams moving forward. So I'm going to post that right now. I'm going to pin, or not pin, but I'm going to post it here in the comments. That way everybody kind of understands the expectation. So here is something that I wrote before the stream went live. So number 1, please follow YouTube's community guidelines to the best of your ability. It's something that I know is not very cut and dry. There's a lot of black and white when it comes to understanding what the guidelines are. But basically, these live streams I monetize. I want to monetize everything that I put out, including live streams. So if it's something that goes against the live streams or the community guidelines, I don't want to monetize the video, but I do want to monetize everything. So just if you guys want more clarification on that, you're more than welcome to just message me and DM me, if you want more clarification. But, that's kind of what I want to, that's the type of energy that I want to keep during these live streams. And number 2, be respectful to other people in the chat. Joking is cool. But, if it becomes personal, you're going to get the boot, man. And of course, like, I'm here to moderate that, making sure everybody's, being respectful. I know we all have different opinions, but you can be respectful when having different opinions. So, that's pretty much kind of what I'm at, where I'm at with my headspace and how I want to do these live streams. So I hope you guys understand. No disrespect to anybody out there, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I just want everybody to be cool. I want everybody to be, civil about it. We're all grown-ups in these live streams, man. So let's try and be a little classy here. So speaking of, I got a guest in the room. I'll let hop on right now. Bay Area, it's good.
All grown-ups except for Eli.
Except for Eli. Yeah. What's up, man? Sorry, I'm like blurry as hell right now. I don't know what's going on with my connection, man.
Oh, it's all good. I can hear you fine. It's just it's just not as clear, and then it's like you kind of move slow, but you sound fine.
Dude, it's crazy. Yeah, I don't know what's up. I like reset my router like 3 times, and I don't have anything. I tried to contact StreamYard directly, and they said that they basically just told me, you might have to get a new router. Ever since that storm hit, I don't know, like something just got really like fucked up.
Yeah, that's what I was assuming, but yeah, it's like we had the little storm up here, and after the storm, I don't know if I think I posted on Instagram. One of my the poles connected to the power stuff fell and smacked the car.
Ooh, dude, that's all bad, man.
And it's
that's
crazy.
Nature.
Yeah, so it's crazy because the night before, I just got home. It was around like 9:30, and there was a loud pop, like it sounded like a bomb or something.
Yeah.
And then all the power went out. I was like, what the hell? So the power went out. So then the next day, I get home and the power is finally back. I get home at like 5 p.m. Literally, I get home within 5 minutes. That power line thing just fell and hit the car. We had power out again.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
So, I mean, luckily my internet's been good since we got it back. But yeah, it's been crazy. Which is kind of sad because I remember being in like South Dakota and stuff, and we'd have like snowstorms and your Wi-Fi still works. Here we can't even deal with some rain and wind. But
I know, man. It's super crazy, man. Yeah. Andy, I do apologize. I'm here, man. I don't know if you could hear me, but there's something wrong with my internet connection. Something's going on. So I'm gonna try my best to get it fixed as soon as I can. I am in the process of moving, so once I do move out, I'm gonna try and see if this is still gonna be the issue. I don't think it will once this is all said and done, man. But I do apologize for my blurry screen. I know I don't really have any solution to this right now, other than trying to get a new router, but I can't get that right away. So I do apologize, guys. But as long as you guys can hear me okay, I think this stream will go on. And I appreciate you being a longtime subber as well. Appreciate you joining the live stream for the first time. I haven't really discussed the topics yet, but I do have a couple of things in mind that I do want to talk about this evening. I'm going to try and have a list of things ready to go when I do these streams. That way, we could have some organization and stuff here. And 6Bird64 says, a storm on the morning of December 23rd left me without power until Christmas afternoon. Damn, it was 30 below with the wind chill too. My ass was freezing. I bet, man.
Bro, that's why I could not wait to get back to California, 6Bird. When I left South Dakota, there was no turning back. That's all I'm saying. I'm good.
Appreciate you, Jake, man. Yo,
what's up, Jake?
Shout out to your Vikings, man. I know they had a hard fought battle, but it was it was one of those games, man. Hopefully next year you guys will get farther. All right, so a couple of topics I want to talk about this evening, man. I have a couple of things. So I'm going to discuss a little bit of everything from sports to sneakers to whatever else I dabble with myself with the channel, man. But I want to start things off real quick, and I want to talk about the overall retail price on sneakers. And I'm referring specifically to the Air Jordan 1s. Now, if you're a sneakerhead, you guys all know how crazy these sneakers are going for the retail. Like every year, it seems like these big sneaker companies like Nike and Adidas and Reebok or whoever seem to be raising their prices every year, little by little. And I bought a pair of Jordan 1s last weekend for $180. So for a long time, Jordan 1s were $160. So they literally jacked up the price by $20. And after taxes, you're spending almost $200. You know, just gonna round it out to $200. It's like $196 and some change. So my thing is, why does this keep happening? I know the quick answer is inflation, but what I want to know is why are people like myself included and other people out there continuing to spend more money on these sneakers when literally it's the same damn shoe, it's the same quality, there's nothing really too different from them, and on top of that you got the resellers. And this is gonna sound like a vent, you know, me venting, but like it really frustrates me to know that there's people out there that are continuing to exploit the sneaker market, and also just like overall pricing on these shoes are just continuing to go up with nobody really even questioning it. I feel like we're kind of like sheep, you know, like you put something out there for $300 and everybody's gonna buy it regardless. And I guess what my question is, and this is an open-ended question for anybody that's live here and in the chat, like when is enough enough? Like when's a price point for you when you're like, nope, I'm not spending that type of money? Like I know Bay Area, like I was talking to you offline about shirts, and I know you mentioned that like $30 is like your limit for like t-shirts and stuff, but like what is people's limits for a shoe or sneakers in like in general? You know what I'm saying? Like I want to know, because this is getting crazy, man.
I don't think there is a limit, because when I hear some of the prices these people spend, I'm like, damn, that's and you know, at the end of the day, people might look at me crazy for some of the prices I spent for jerseys, and then I look at other people crazy for some of the prices they spent for jerseys. So I think it's just kind of, you know, person by person, and I think people feel like they want the shoe, so it's kind of like they know if they don't, whatever the price is, they want it, and if they're not going to get it for whatever retail is, they know they're going to pay double or however much it hikes up in the resale market, so they kind of just eat it.
It's nuts to me, man. I don't get it, and it's weird because like my mindset has really changed since. I have another guest I'm gonna let hop on right now. We have another Jersey head in the building, Mighty Fan.
Hey, Mighty.
How's it going, guys?
That's our enemy. We can't talk to him this week.
Just because you're gonna lose on Sunday.
Oh, we got some smack talking in here already. Oh man,
you're coming here.
Come on.
We're not coming to you. You're coming to us.
Wow.
It's true.
It's a little different here. Kirky's gonna find that out.
we got man, we got our own bird, okay? Don't worry about Jalen Hurts.
Look, the Eagles again are being disrespected by everyone, and no one believes in us. Just like in 2017, and you know, they're just gonna have to learn again. That's all.
No. This is different.
Our coach can't finish in the top 3 for Coach of the Year, even though we have the most wins in the NFL. Brandon Graham can't finish in the top of being a, you know, comeback player of the year, even though he had a career year after an injury. Hassan Reddick can't be a defensive player of the year finalist, even though he's a great defensive player, had a great year. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. They just have to learn. We'll just take the big trophy at the end. That's okay.
All right. Hold that thought, because I do have a segment in here that I want to dedicate to the NFL postseason right now. But about the whole thing with the sneakers, I'm going to highlight some comments because there's people in here that are going off on the topic. So Andy says, Jesus, the price hike is insane. Even basic golf shoes are reaching 140 and up. I'm done with my collection for now. I'm all right with my 20 pairs at the moment. So that's a great number to have, I think. I'm trying to get down to like 30 pairs, but it's almost impossible. POV One Fool says, oh boy, the Jordan resellers will never go away, and now the retailers are catching on too, which sucks. Inflation and resellers are the reason for the price hike, really. It could be that they are testing the waters due to resellers charging so much for basic shoes. I heard that. I actually heard that as being like a market tactic from Nike and other big sneaker companies to see, like, you know, when are they going to stop paying that price point? And I think like Bay Area says, like, never. You know what I'm saying? Because literally, like, these shoes are going up. When the first Air Jordan sneaker, when it came out, was, I believe it was $75, $85. I can't remember off the top of my head. And people were like, that's absolutely ludicrous. Like, who would spend that amount of money on a pair of shoes? Because at the time, shoes were not nowhere near that expensive. And this was like the first like designer sneaker, like it was unheard of. And Michael Jordan being the player that he was with the magnitude that he had of popularity, like that just amplified, the shoe even more. So you look at today, and some shoes retail for over there's a lot of shoes that retail over $200.
When did that first Jordan drop?
1985.
So I wonder how much 75 or 85 was, you know what I mean? Like in today's dollars.
Yeah. I mean, you would have to like do the converting of what's the term for that? It's not GOP, right? I'm drawing a blank. But at that time that was a lot of money, because I think like $10 was already like considered a lot of money for any item, any good item, at that time. I mean, you look at the prices now, man, and I mean, you think anybody could live off $10 an hour today? Heck no. There's no way.
Not in California, at least. Some states.
Not in California. I mean, but yeah, $10 is nothing. Pittsburgh 64 is the weather sucks in Philadelphia sometimes, but at least we don't pay taxes in sneaker and clothes. Commonwealth state. Yeah, you're lucky. You guys are really lucky. Because whenever we buy shoes out here or any item, what's the tax percentage in California there?
It's I know there's a base, but I know it's by county. I know that in LA it's like what, 10%, something like that, over 10%.
Damn.
When I buy stuff, I know it's like a 10%, which is compared to other states is. But like I said, I don't know the lowest in California. I would assume 8-something%. I would think in like maybe like Fresno area, like Central Cali. But either way, I know at least here and then like the city and stuff, it's like 10% or something like that.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's a huge chunk right there, and that's definitely something that people need to consider when you're buying things, because you buy one item, you're paying 10% tax of each item that you buy. You know what I'm saying?
So California statewide is 7.25%. That would be the lowest.
Yeah, that's definitely not here in the Bay. That's for sure.
or LA.
Yeah, definitely not here. So, my limit is 140 for retail. Resale market, I spent 300 on some yellowtail mids. Never again. That's crazy. I take the better weather pay for the taxes, just me personally. That extra money goes right to my heat bill. That's what I'm saying. That's kind of what made me open my eyes too, was thinking about the amount of resale money that I was paying for each item, whether it be shoes and just in general. Like if I pay resale for a pair of sneakers and I'm buying, let's say I'm paying $40 over retail for a sneaker, right? And let's say I buy 10 sneakers in a year. That's $400. Imagine what that $400 could do for you. Like, you could literally go on vacation. You can go, have an extra. You can even go to a game. You could experience something good. Go, there's just so many things that you can do with that extra money, as opposed to like paying one person for literally one item, and you're giving them basically a premium. And you're putting extra money in their pockets, and it's just crazy. Like, I know it's crazy, but it's not crazy, because coming from somebody who's been in that realm of, buyer and seller, relationships and stuff, like it made me think hard and just, from a practical standpoint, it just didn't make sense. I mean, they're always going to make sneakers. The same thing goes with the hats. Like, I know you, Mighty, you could attest for this. I know the hat game is
expensive now.
It's very expensive.
The bottom line is that, I was told a while back from my dad that's just how I'm wired, just to collect and to look for stuff, and it doesn't stop, because when you have it in you, you're not looking at dollars. You're looking at the item and, oh my goodness, I need this now. I can draw back a bit and I can say, okay, I'm not paying $100 for this hat, And for a while there, it was really crazy. I mean, for a while there in the hat game, we're talking about for a couple of years, from the COVID year the next year, even into this year a bit, or last year, I should say, it was that the hats became the big thing. The hats became the big resellable item because they were cheaper than sneakers to buy. You can buy more of at one point, and you can flip them for whatever these resellers were flipping them for. It became very hard to get them because not only were they doing that, but the hats would sell out instantly online, and you would have to have like magic fingers or some sort of, I don't know what, to even buy some of these hats online. So what I did was I got what I could, and I kind of waited in the weeds because I knew at some point this is gonna start to the choppy water is gonna calm down, and sure enough, here we are a few years now. It took a little bit, but a few years later, and now you're seeing these same hats that just a year ago or year and a half ago or whatever, instant sellouts on Hat Club. Now they're hitting Hat Club and they're sitting there, to the point that they're even starting to have some sales on Hat Club again, or get to their, to the point where they do go a little on discount. Where there was nothing on discount just a little over a year ago on there, but it was pretty crazy, and it just kind of, and I guess with the sneaker game, it's more constant. And I'm not a sneakerhead, as we all know. I have a few pair that I really like, and I'm never going to be that sneakerhead guy. So I can't really testify from the standpoint of I need these pair of J's. I'd rather have the jersey and the hat than the kicks. But I can definitely sympathize with those who are having trouble with the resale market. But I always say you just gotta. It's in this game of collecting retail merchandise. It's always about being patient and just waiting for that right thing. Even if it's going to take a little time to get it, eventually it's going to be there for you. You just have to keep waiting and looking and scouring everywhere that you can scour to find these things. And there's a lot of deals. For everything out there that is overpriced, there's about 20 other things that are underpriced. You just have to keep your eyes open and keep looking and waiting for that right deal to pop up.
Right. And that's what someone in the group I just posted about. I think it was the guy who got the Giannis jersey, however you say his first name. He was saying he's only waiting for sales, and he still got the jersey he wanted when the sale came up, and he got it for 40% off. So,
yeah.
Now sometimes you can't help it because there's unicorns out there, and when they hit
your white shoes,
that Jaws, that 76 Rams, I couldn't. I went a little crazy on that one, but I knew that. I've only seen that thing 2 other times. So,
yeah, and that's the thing. This applies to any sort of desired item. It doesn't even have to be a sneaker. I'm using that as an example because I'm so familiar with it and I'm so knowledgeable with it. So I understand. But the same thing goes with the hats. Same thing goes with the jerseys. The same thing goes with whatever you're collecting. You know what I mean?
And I guess with the hats, it was a little fortunate for me because there's a retail chain. Obviously, everyone knows Lids, so there was always Lids. I can always go there and get hats. There's another one, Pro Image, that put out a set every week. And there's one not far from me that I can just go to on a Saturday and pick up the similar kind of hat that maybe a Hat Club or one of those places online would drop and be gone in seconds. And I can just grab something. Now, it wasn't the same exact hat, but it was something similar, something that I still wanted, and I would rather go for the brick and mortar stores anyhow, because I just enjoy that more. Yes, I get tons of stuff online, but I love just going to the stores and trying the thing on and seeing how it looks in the mirror and, okay, this is really for me or not. And so I did a lot of that when all this craziness was going on and everyone and their mother was looking for the bison hats. I was going after things that I could actually get. Now, I'm not going to get those bison hats anyhow, but that was like the big thing. Everyone had to have that sliding bison logo hat, of whatever color your choice. And, others too, Astros hats. Some of these other teams, Mariners, there's a few other teams that are just instant gone. Just depending on the logo and the style. But even the Phillies, at first, that big sweeping tail sweeper Phillies logo from the 90s or whatever, that hat was big and everyone wanted that.
Right.
Let's have a few of those, but no, everyone was going crazy over those, and it's
The
just
Diamondbacks
who
too, right?
starts
The
it.
Diamondbacks ones.
Oh man,
The
yeah. Any
Diamondbacks,
Diamondbacks
the
hat,
Diamondbacks was one of the first to really set the thing on blaze, and then it just.
I think it's just the color. I think it's the color of the Diamondbacks that just make it so, it's like a gaudy color, and people just go crazy over it all the time. And
But even if it's not the actual colorway, I think people are still grabbing those Diamondbacks hats up. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Now,
Yeah, no, the Diamondbacks for sure is a very popular logo that I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of people wear. But yeah. Okay, so I want to focus on I want to move on to the next topic and just kind of talk about something. I wish Adam was in here because he probably would like to chime in on this, but it's wrestling. I know a lot of us, I know you guys don't really watch wrestling, but there are some wrestling heads in here. I'm a big wrestling fan, but I just wanted to highlight and just kind of talk about WWE Raw, because this past Monday they actually had their 30th anniversary.
It was in Philly.
Yes. It was in Philadelphia, and they celebrated Raw's 30th anniversary. For those of you who don't know, Monday Night Raw is a wrestling television program by WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, formerly known as World Wrestling Federation, the WWF. But, it's one of those shows where I don't watch fully anymore these days. I just don't have a 3-hour span to watch pro wrestling. Not that I hate it. I mean, I still come back to the product, but I usually just kind of skim through and see what they have. But what drew me to the 30th anniversary is obviously the legends. They try to make the program appealing to pretty much every generation by throwing in veterans and legends and coming on screen and stuff like that. So they had players. They had wrestlers like Hulk Hogan on there, Jimmy Hart, just to name a few. They had D-Generation X there, Kurt Angle, but Undertaker was there. A bunch of legends that showed up. I don't think The Rock showed up. What was that?
They had some big hitters there, huh?
Yeah. They didn't have. I don't think Cena was there. The Rock wasn't there, so I was a little bit sad about that. But it was a good show overall. And one my favorite moment in that Monday Night Raw taping was when promoter Paul Heyman came out and he kind of cut a promo about the 49ers, which was pretty cool, man. It was a little Easter egg there. And I don't know if you guys know who Brock Lesnar is, but he's a former UFC MMA / wrestler, and he cut a promo because Brock Lesnar and Brock Purdy are obviously.
Yeah,
that's my old clock. It's going off with Christmas songs. Just gotta let it play. It's not my clock, so. Now loading.
I did hear that.
Mom's clock, guys.
I did hear that. I obviously I don't really follow wrestling that much, but I did hear that because it was in Philly. The Eagles general manager Howie Roseman was there, and all the fans were giving him a huge ovation, and it was like a rock star entered the building. And that's not always the case with Howie, but he did good this offseason, so everyone loved him.
Yeah. No, that's what I love about wrestling. It's just the overall. I know it's scripted. We all know this. Hopefully everybody knows, but it's entertaining. And that's I think what I enjoy about it the most. And I have like a close. I grew up watching wrestling. I grew up watching in the '90s, and I get it. It's not the same product as it was before. I understand, back in the prime days of Hulk Hogan and The Rock and all that stuff. I get it, but it's still, it's still pro wrestling, and you have people out there that love it. You have newer generations now that are into it, and it's just like sports, I don't know if you guys saw what I posted on my Facebook, but I have a coworker who was talking to me about basketball, and he was talking to me about, who would win in this era and that, and who was a player that was like underrated, and I said, I think it was Tracy McGrady, and he was like, who's Tracy McGrady? I was like,
That's crazy.
I gotta go.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was like, I gotta go. I don't know you right now. But the funny thing is, like, he knew everybody else that played with McGrady. Like, he knew who Yao Ming was. He knew who, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, Dirk, like all these guys that grew up in that era. But he didn't know who Tracy McGrady was. I was like, wow.
That's pretty nuts.
Yeah. So I was just like, wow, I'm old, man. I guess I'm just really old. So, but yeah, just kind of talking about, back to the WWE stuff. Like, it was a good show. It could have been better, but for what it was worth, and also the Royal Rumble being like one of my favorite pay-per-views of all time. It's going to be this weekend. This is always when wrestling to me gets interesting, when they have the Royal Rumble, and then which leads up to WrestleMania, which is usually I think around March. And WrestleMania for you was the Super Bowl of pro wrestling for WWE. So it's a big event, and it's going to be in LA, I believe, this year. So yeah, it's definitely I'm looking forward to that. All right. The next thing that I want to talk about, and I'm sure you guys will have a lot to say, is the NFL postseason right now. So we got 4 teams that are left in the playoffs right now. This is the divisional championship game that's coming up this weekend. We got the Bengals that are going to be up against the Kansas City Chiefs, and we got the 49ers going to Philadelphia to face Mighty Fans Eagles, man. And that is a really the magnitude of that game, man. I cannot explain to you how much this game is going to mean for both teams, but obviously, I believe, we're the underdogs here because we're going to your guys, man. So,
no, we're always the underdogs.
What do you mean? You guys have full advantage.
No one is giving us any respect. No
way.
You still have that idiot Chris Sims saying that Daniel Jones is better than Jalen Hurts. Really? He just because he has an agenda against Jalen. He does not like Jalen Hurts. He never did. He never will. And he has to flap the mouth, whenever anything goes well for Jalen. Like, he doesn't give him any credit at all. I think it's I'm happy it's these 2 teams because I kind of knew it. I kind of knew it going back to November. I told you guys this is collision course, and I'm glad it's them because they're the 2 best teams in the NFC. And it should be those 2 teams playing for the right to go to the Super Bowl. I think that, they're both kind of similar in a lot of ways. And I think that, it should be a very good game. I do give now, I know I'm biased, but I do give my Eagles a slight advantage only because it is a home game. And because when you have a game with 2 pretty evenly matched teams, like I heard someone said this on the radio, and I agree. When you have that in baseball, you look at the pitching. When you have that in football, you look at the quarterback play. And I know that Brock Purdy has been pretty good, but he's still a rookie, and Jalen Hurts is probably going to finish second in the MVP candidate behind Patrick Mahomes. So I like where we are. It's going to be a very tough game. The Niners are a great team and a class organization. It's now 3 out of 4 years they're in the NFC title game. So they've done a lot good. They're well coached, but I like the fact that the Eagles are coming into this. We're yet again, maybe not as much. I mean, back in 2017, the Eagles were on the betting lines. The Vikings were favored to win the game, even though it was here, the NFC title game. Whereas now it's a slight favorite to the Eagles, but still, I think you have a lot of guys in that locker room that feel a little, that they're not getting the credit, even though you do have some guys in that locker room that have a Super Bowl ring from 2017, and they've proven what they could do. The other thing I like about this Eagles team is the offensive line. They're just the best in the league. They just are. And And they're just going to continue to show that. I know the Niners have a very ferocious defense, but how do you counter that? You counter that with great offensive line play, and the Eagles can do that. The Eagles can do that against any defense in this league. And I believe in my Birds, and as you guys believe in your Niners, I believe in my Birds. And I'm not uber confident because I'm a Philadelphia sports fan. You can never be uber confident around here, but I do have a confidence that they're going to get the job done, and we're going to be back in the Super Bowl for the first time since 2017. And we know what happened then. I don't know if they have another Philly special play, but maybe they'll make something.
All right. So can we see you in a 49ers jersey if the Eagles lose?
If they lose, I can't. I'm not even looking at the logo. I'm very superstitious. There's a neighbor. I got to take a picture sometime. I have a neighbor like some houses away with a big Niners flag out. I don't know if the person's from the Bay Area or what, but yeah, I don't look at any nothing. I don't look at anything. I don't even look at my Steph Curry jerseys this week. Like nothing. Nothing from the Bay. Nothing. And I will tell you guys this. I've been waiting. See, in 2010, the Giants beat the Phillies in the NLCS and pretty much derailed what could have been a dynasty for my beloved Phillies. Okay. Now, I've been waiting ever since then to get a little payback on a San Francisco or Bay Area team in this type of at this type of stage. So, some of us don't forget these things. I never forget. So I think it's time for a little payback on the Bay Area.
I remember Cody Ross hitting the home run.
Yes, I remember Cody Ross, and I remember Ryan Howard looking at strike 3, and I remember I remember it all, Bay Area. Don't worry about me. I remember that series too. So I've been waiting. Well,
I could tell you this. I could tell you. I don't think this game is going to be a landslide. By a mile, away. Like this is going to be a very close game, almost similar, I think, to not even like similar to the Cowboys game because Dak Prescott he lost in that game, point blank.
Well, they're a bunch of chokers anyhow. We all know that.
But I mean, like with the defense that both teams have, and even with the offense, I think Philly has a slight edge of their offense. How many times did Jalen Hurts get sacked in this season? Has he gotten sacked like a lot or
not? Well, for a couple of reasons. A, because that offensive line is real. And B, is because when there is pressure, he can use his feet to get away. And the one thing I liked about the divisional game, and there was some concern, believe me, there was concern going into that game because Jalen got hurt towards the end of the year with the shoulder. And there was some concern about how's he going to look? Because they kind of had him under wraps, even though he played that last game of the season where they won the division and the number 1 seed against the Giants at home. They were putting out a very vanilla offense. They didn't really want to show a lot, and he didn't do the things that put him on an MVP, stage. Right. Whereas in the divisional game, he was looking like Jalen Hurts again. He was making some throws. He was running. He didn't run around a lot. But when the time called for it, he was mobile. He was moving around. He scored a touchdown with his feet, and he looked like the Jalen Hurts that put him in the MVP candidate talk. So we'll see. Is he 100%? No, but I don't think anyone's 100% this time of year. Everyone has injuries, and they're playing through it. But Jalen, the one thing I know I don't want to take up too much time with Eagles talk, but the one thing I'm very pleased with Jalen is the thing I was hoping for in the offseason. I said, I want to see Jalen Hurts be, I'm not looking for MVP. I want to see him play at an all-pro level at quarterback so that I can feel comfortable knowing that he can be our franchise quarterback going forward. And to do that, he had to become a better passer. And I didn't see this coming overnight. And I know they got a lot of weapons here for him. But my goodness, has he improved as a passer in just one offseason. It's amazing.
I'm shocked.
He's really put it all together, and he's a real treat to watch. He really is. You guys will find out. You'll see.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, I could say the same thing about Brock Purdy, man. I mean, I honestly thought the season was done when Jimmy was out. I was like, we're done. There's no way we're gonna get past this. And then all of a sudden, here's this new kid, third string quarterback, Mr. Irrelevant, coming in here, schooling Tom Brady. Granted that the Bucks this year were not the Bucks of, the last, but like we literally got past so many teams, like, and it almost looked like we were running laps around a lot of these teams, even with the Miami game. When they beat Miami, that's when I was like, okay, something is not right here. So this is an anomaly. This is like unheard of. And they just kept going week after week after week. And, I had very low expectations after the whole, I'm not going to lie. Like, once Garoppolo was out, I was like, we're done. We had a good season. We had a good run, but this is not our year. And all of a sudden, here we are in the postseason with the wild card. Seattle was a little rocky. I'm not going to lie, but, we definitely banded together as, the band, and we were able to get through. And then the same thing with this game, this past weekend with Dallas. I know
that was
Dallas,
a low-scoring defensive game.
Yeah,
and I will say that Purdy got away with a couple passes that he might not get away with this week. But look, it's been an interesting story, with the Niners. The fact that they're on their third quarterback and they really haven't missed much of a beat. And he's definitely a good story. Did you guys? I forgot this. Did you guys see the when in college when Hurts was at Oklahoma, he went up against Purdy. Purdy was at Iowa State, and they had like one of the greatest college football games. Like 42-41. Hurts ended up winning. Oklahoma won that game against Iowa State, but they both put on like a big show, and I forgot about the game, to be honest, but. If you get a chance, take a look at the highlights of that one, because that's the only time those two have played each other so far until this Sunday, and they put on a offensive explosion in that one. So two different situations, but
hey, I'm all in. I'm sold. I know I've bashed Jimmy G and all that jazz, but this kid is something else, man. I'm telling you, his run game is good. His IQ is there. Yeah. And I get it, because I know Throwback King was saying that, next season he's not going to be the same player, because you're going to have players that are going to study the tapes. They're going to learn how to neutralize him. But, I mean, it's just the overall IQ, and you guys could disagree with me all you want, but, like, comparing him to a quarterback like Jimmy Garoppolo, he has shown me that he has things that Jimmy could never do.
He has more poise. He doesn't get pressured.
Exactly. Because I guarantee you, if this was Jimmy G in these situations, the ball would have gotten intercepted. He would have gotten sacked.
Yeah, sacked.
Or he would have just buckled down and just not be able to, we'd lose
yards. I will say this about Jimmy G, and I'm not a huge Jimmy G guy, but kind of on the outside looking in, and I know they ran the ball a lot the year when they went to the Super Bowl. He got you to a Super Bowl, and you had the lead in that Super Bowl against Kansas City, and you went to the NFC title game again last season, and I know he had a bad interception against the Rams. Hey, Minister, but he kind of helped you get there. So it's like before this year, it was 2 out of the last 3. The Niners were in the NFC title game, and they were in the Super Bowl some years ago. And Jimmy G was the quarterback. So I understand last season how that ended with that bad interception against the Rams, and I get that. But you've also had a lot of success with him as quarterback. He almost kind of turned the franchise around in his time there, right? Or am I mistaken?
Because there was a few years after the Kaepernick, Seahawks game, the LOB game, where they were just not good. And then once the Niners got Jimmy G, beside the years where he was injured, I mean, they were always in it. So he definitely turned it around after Kaepernick was gone for a couple years.
Yeah. Jimmy G is almost like a guy who's like good enough to get you to a certain point, but not good enough to put you over the top.
Yeah, but ultimately, I mean, Mighty, to be fair, I think also what carried Jimmy G was our offense, because we have so many weapons. You have Kittle. We had Debo. You have and then now with McCaffrey here, that just boosted our. If we had McCaffrey when Jimmy was there, maybe it would have been a different outcome. You know what I mean? But I think that's what makes the Niners so deadly, is that we all know that Jalen Hurts is, in terms of him and Purdy, we all know that Jalen Hurts is above Purdy. We get that. I'm not arguing that, but what is carrying our team so far is that he's literally not Jalen Hurts. Brock Purdy is filling in those voids that Jimmy G had as a quarterback.
Jimmy G didn't have.
Yes, exactly. Because if you look at it now, he's literally a third string quarterback.
Yeah.
And
he was Mr. Irrelevant. He was
exactly. And look at all these games since he's been the starting quarterback for us, we've been undefeated since he started.
Sure.
So that to me, that's not like luck. It's
not luck.
Well, and something about Purdy that I had heard that they brought up was he was our in practice, what do you call it, the scout quarterback or whatever. So he was going all year up against our first the first string all year in practice.
Yeah.
So he's been practicing. I mean, now he's not getting tackled obviously in practice, but he was going up against the best defense in the league. So that's obviously helps a lot.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And look, I mean, there's a lot of stories like that, right? Over the years. I mean, we can look no further. I'm not putting him in those realms, but we can look no further than Kurt Warner in '99 with the Rams and Tom Brady, getting his shot when Bledsoe got hurt against the Jets, and that the rest was history there, and I'm not putting him in those waters just yet, but there's a lot of opportunity when it's the old saying's true, right? You make the most of your opportunity when you have it. So I'll ask you guys this, and I know we still have to play this big game on Sunday and then a bigger game in a couple weeks, but next season, when the season starts, do you guys feel it's going to be Purdy as your quarterback, or is it going to be Lance, or, is there going to be a competition? I don't know. Is Lance's injury bad enough where he might not even start the season, or?
I think it's gonna really, they're gonna have to fight for that position, and they're gonna have to prove themselves during the offseason because it's tough. I don't see Jimmy G being a 49er after this season.
No,
he's
not
going to be, right?
You're not gonna spend money on him.
No.
Is he a free agent after this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's out.
No, he's gone.
Yeah, he's done.
Now, my thing with Trey is that, I mean, it's not fully his fault due to injuries and stuff, but I mean, Purdy has proven himself as an NFL quarterback, whereas Lance as of now hasn't. Not only that, but his last year of college, he played like one game. So he really hasn't. He's played in the last 3 or 4 years. He's played 5 competitive games or something like that. So
those North Dakota State guys. You do have to be careful with them.
Oh yeah. So, but at the end of the day, I think if Purdy doesn't win the Super Bowl, I think it's just going to be a competition until the season starts next year.
And sometimes that's a good thing.
Oh, for sure, because it's going to bring the best out of both of them.
Real quick, man. Big John, what up, man? King Leo, what's up?
Big John and King Leo, yeah.
What's up,
I'm ready for the game.
Yeah. You got the right team on there, Big John.
We got 2 people here wearing Eagles, and we got 2 people wearing Niners stuff. King Leo, you're the
King Leo's just
pretty
waiting
much
to see
going to
who
be
wins
the
on Sunday.
deciding
Got to
factor.
even it out.
Well, who do you got, man, for these games this weekend?
I mean, I'm excited for this weekend because this is to me the best 4 teams in the NFL. I think they've been the best 4 teams the last 10 weeks. I mean, I'm excited. I actually think the Eagles are a lot better than what people think. I know. A lot of them think that they're going to be almost like Minnesota Viking-ish, and I think that was ridiculous because they definitely had a way better defense than Minnesota Vikings, and Jalen Hurts is really special, and they got a good offense. So I think the Eagles win. I think the Eagles go to the Super Bowl, and I think they play the Bengals.
Really?
And the only reason I'm picking the Bengals because I do think Patrick Mahomes is the best player in the NFL, but he's hobbled. He's on an injured ankle. If maybe this week will give him some time to heal. But also Cincinnati just has their number.
Oh yeah.
So I think they beat them the last 3 times. They beat them last year to go to the Super Bowl last year. Joe Burrow's playing out of this world. To me, he was the second best quarterback in the NFL. I know a lot of people say Josh Allen was better, but I had Joe Burrow as a little bit better. And it's showing. It's showing in that team. The team overall is very physical. So to me, I think the Bengals win. I think the Eagles win. And then I think the Eagles win the Super Bowl.
Wow.
But
I think Go ahead.
No, but to me, I'm excited because literally all of these teams could win.
Yeah.
Like this is not going to be a walkover. The Niners are a good fucking football team, best defense in the league. I think Joe Purdy or whatever the fuck his name is, Purdy. I think he
You
could
literally
ball.
combined Joe Burrow
Yeah, I know,
and
right?
Brock.
My bad. I think he could really play. I think he's a quality quarterback. I think he's proven to even have that starting job if he's gonna go into next season. And then you have Pat Mahomes, who's no slouch neither, and can obviously win you a playoff game by himself. So I'm excited. This is to me the best weekend in football. Usually it's the divisional round, but I think this is going to be the best weekend in football.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
I think
it's going to be two good games.
No, I agree. I think that this Eagles-Niners matchup is going to be like pretty much like Super Bowl tier quality of the game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So which game are you looking more forward to, King? And this goes for everybody in the room.
Man, I'm actually looking forward to the Eagles-Niners. I think I'm giving the NFC the advantage this season.
Yeah.
So I think I'll be more interested to see who wins. I would love to see a healthy Mahomes in the Super Bowl, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I would love to see a healthy Bengals in the Super Bowl. I'm just looking for good quality football now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
So.
Sorry.
No, go ahead, Big John.
Well, I was gonna say, man, since he was asking that question, man, I'm so excited, man, for the NFC Championship. You know, I love the Eagles. I also love the Niners as well. You know, I have a connection with both teams. At the end of the day, it's gonna be a hell of a game, and I'm really excited, man. I'm hyped. Yeah. Let's go, man. I'm so ready.
Now be this a lesson, Big John. The Bears have a very good young quarterback. But what do they got to do? They got to build that offensive line in front of him, right?
That's what I've been saying.
The Eagles' mantra over the years has been you have to have the strong offense and defensive line. And this team always builds those two lines. And they have one of the best offensive line coach in football in Jeff Stoutland. And they got a rugby player to be their starting left tackle. He never played football. They took a chance. They drafted him, and now he's a starting left tackle guarding Hurts's blind side, and he's one of the best in the league at doing that. A rugby player, never played football.
About it.
So you have to find those gems, but you also have got to build. And you see these teams that struggle every year, right? Every year. Oh, why do they stink so much? Why can't they do this or that? It's because their offensive line is Swiss cheese, and their defensive line ain't getting the job done either. Until those teams finally start putting the emphasis on that, they're not going to be much good. You can have great quarterbacks. You can have all the weapons you want, but your quarterback still has to have the time to throw the ball. You know, and some of these teams that I look at, they have a lot of talent, but they're just not to that level of going to conference title games or Super Bowls because they just don't build from in front back. That's really what you got to do. And, you know, we're lucky here. I mean, look, I've seen a lot of good offensive line play for many years here, going back to the McNabb years, you know, here in Philly. And it's you know, I know that Dallas gets the America's team moniker.
Oh, God.
Since 1995, you look at the numbers. Now, maybe before 95 it was different, but since 1995, this is now the 7th time the Eagles have been to an NFC title game. Dallas has yet to get to another one since 95. But they're America's team. Okay. If America lost as much as they did in real life, I would move to Canada.
So let me ask you about a couple of these other teams. Okay, I'm gonna throw a football question out there, but do you think we're gonna see some major shifts of quarterbacks during the offseason?
Oh yeah.
And if so, who do you pick going to where? What's your guys' predictions? Because
I think Brady's still gonna try to play another year or so.
Oh yeah.
For the Bucks?
No. I don't think he stays in Tampa. I think he either goes to Las Vegas or he goes to Miami. I think it's going to be one of those teams for TB12. I think he's going to try to prove, because last season it was horrible, and he doesn't want to go out like that. He should have went out after the previous season, but he had to come back. And I think he just has that mantra in him that he's just out to prove everyone wrong. So he's going to try to do it with another team. And I think it's either going to be Vegas or Miami. And I'm slightly leaning Vegas only because Miami with Tua. I mean, I know Tua got injured and whatever, but when he was healthy, he was the guy there. So I think Tom might want to go to a situation where you have a lot of weapons and you have a lot of talent. And it's a situation that maybe they just need the quarterback. So I think you could see him in Vegas this time next season.
Good take. What about Dak?
He's still in Dallas. They're stuck.
Oh, he's still in Dallas.
Really? You think so? You think they're not going to get rid of him? Huh?
That's okay. He can throw interceptions again next season. That's
I
fine. Come on, Dak. Stay there.
I gotta say one thing when it comes to Dak, though. You know, I followed his career when he was at Mississippi State. I actually know someone I went to high school with that played college ball with Dak.
That's crazy.
He's just not a finisher. You know, the thing about Dak, I think he has talent, but he's just not a finisher. He's just there's something just missing. And you know, last season we had you guys know this very well. We had the game where he literally ran the clock out. This year, again, he gets to a divisional round against the same team and he's throwing interceptions. I just think that there's maybe he would benefit greatly from playing on another team other than Dallas when everything's right there on top of him, including the owner and what have you. But I just don't see him as I wouldn't ride with him. There's just there's much too much often he comes up small in a lot of these playoff games that I just don't think. You know, he's a guy I could see going somewhere and get a bundle of money, a team that needs a quarterback or whatever, if he does shake free of Dallas. But I just don't think he's ever going to be that unless he goes to a team where he just has an unstoppable defense, you know, where he doesn't have to just do it all. I just think that I'm not a big Dak believer. I'm just not. That's why I'm hoping he stays in Dallas.
Yeah,
where do you think Derek Carr is going to end up? Somebody's going to sign him. I just don't know who and where he's going to end up.
Maybe projected him to go to the Texans or something like that.
Maybe Tampa. And Brady's void.
Well,
or
my Jets need a quarterback.
Maybe Carolina.
I know they're thinking about getting Aaron Rodgers. I heard even the guy from the Ravens, Lamar Jackson. So I mean we need one. So I don't know who's gonna land where, but I'd take any of those guys for 1 year.
I think ultimately Lamar gets paid in Baltimore. I think he stays there. I think Aaron Rodgers is probably out of Green Bay. I don't know where he's going to go. He seems like a candidate. He might just retire, you know, and say, okay, you know, enough's enough. I'm just going to go somewhere and grow weed. I mean, I don't know. I just be a hemp farmer. I honestly, I think that's what he'll do. But if he goes anywhere, maybe he goes to Rodgers could be a candidate too to go to the Raiders. I mean, you know they're going to go after someone. You know, it's Las Vegas, so they got to get someone big.
Yeah, and don't forget Jimmy G's going to be out there too.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, no, he's going to be.
Yeah,
he goes back to New England.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
I don't think Mac's going to want that. I think he's too stuck with Mac Jones.
I think Mac says, or someone says something about Brady going back to New England. I'm like, no, that.
Yeah,
I mean maybe, but I can't see that.
Yeah, I don't think Rodgers. I still think he's going to be a Packer, but
yeah,
money talks. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. But
never say never.
Yeah, no. So it's going to be exciting again. You know, after this weekend, you know, We got the Super Bowl, so obviously we're gonna have some really, really interesting matchups. The turnouts are gonna be very interesting. But I think if the Niners lose to Philly this weekend, I honestly think that the NFC is going to take it this year.
I got room.
So,
I got only one finger's occupied with a ring. I got room for others.
Mighty gonna get another ring.
it's the only thing I have
here.
It's the only thing I'm looking forward to right now because the Warriors are just playing like absolute dog shit.
Come on, this is what happens. Then they go to the playoffs and they go on a run.
I mean, I get it. It's still early. We still got All-Star break.
Regular season. Come on.
Did you guys hear though? Did you hear
about we beat Ben Simmons tonight?
You guys heard about the new ruling, right, for the NBA All-Star game? Like they're doing.
Yeah, I heard about it.
What are your guys' thoughts on that? If you guys,
what happened? I didn't hear. What's the ruling?
Yeah,
it's like I think they're doing like a live pick,
and the game's the same day, right?
Yeah, like on the same day. What? So they're gonna. I don't know if they're gonna do like a draw or like a lottery draft or whatever. But the players, whatever they drafted, is gonna be like the captain, and then they're gonna pick like their teams and stuff.
The day of the game.
Can it just be East or West?
How do you even sell jerseys? I mean, what?
Well, exactly. That's why everybody was saying that I'll buy an All-Star jersey if it's a reversible jersey. But it's like
what type of sense does that make? What is
I really don't know.
The NBA has to just stop and say, look, all right, maybe we're taking this a little too far.
Let me
there
see.
has to be a way.
At this point, you might as well just have the baseball All-Star game because the football and basketball one is not good.
Oh, there is no more football. Now they're playing flag football.
Yeah, that one's done, right? Like, what
is
it?
The Pro Bowl's done. They're just having skills competitions in a flag football game. And the Mannings are going to be a coach of either team, Eli and Peyton. Which that could be entertaining, those two. But it's like, there's no more.
They are fun.
Mighty, how's is the NHL hockey All-Star game like as bad as the NFL and NBA's been, or is that like, do they take it real?
They were trying, and I don't know if they're still doing this. Maybe they are. They were having multiple games as the game. So it's like the Metro Division taking on the Pacific Division, and the other, the different All-Stars from those different divisions are they play. It's like a round robin. And then it was like the two left standing teams played each other, and that team who won like whatever the pot was, the prize, the money prize, and the MVP got a car. Like Claude Giroux got a car a few years ago for being the MVP of the game. In his last All-Star appearance as a Flyer, I believe. It's gimmicky. The NHL All-Star game to me had always been just a bunch of scoring, and it really wasn't played like a regular game. So I don't know. I'm not a huge All-Star guy. I still think the best is baseball, easily. But the basketball one I like more the All-Star the Saturday night more so than the game.
Yeah, I was since I got that 2007 the Joe Thornton All-Star jersey, I was looking up some of the game, and they were just moving so slow, and they were just not even trying. I was like, oh, this is kind of like football and basketball.
I do like the jerseys this year for hockey, though. They
those are dope. Ooh. Those are dope.
Yeah. No, I don't know what's going on with the NBA, how they came about making that decision, but to me that's just ridiculous. I feel like if you're gonna do that, then
that's so stupid.
Just don't even do it at all.
No.
At this point, you might as well just have a vote, and just it's in your careers, whatever accolades you went to this many, you were voted onto this many All-Star teams, but not even do an actual game at this point. I mean, isn't the dunk game even dunk contest even trash at this point?
It's horrible.
It's
because there's not a lot of recognizable people doing it.
It hasn't really been good for a while.
No.
I mean
the 3-point contest is the 3-point contest, but I feel like is that the only thing that's still going that's decent?
I mean, they do that. They do like that
skills challenge
thing at the beginning where they're dribbling around different obstacles, and they do the chest pass into that big, a net like circle thing, and then they have to do the layup at the end or whatever. It's I don't know. It's still something I watch because I've always watched it. So it's just one of those things. And I watched the All-Star game too, but it's like after everyone's introduced, and now there has been some that's gotten a little competitive now, but it's just not. I'm just not huge into it.
Snoop Dogg and
Snoop
Pete
Dogg
Davidson
and
are the
Pete
Pro Bowl
Davidson.
Games team captains.
Yeah, that
No way.
Yeah, good old
Are
Snoop.
you serious?
Snoop.
What in the world is going on?
Is my bad? I'm not trying to hijack this, but I'm just wondering, is the rookie sophomore game, is that, I'm assuming that game gets played like actual basketball, or is that a joke too?
It's like a
Is
playground.
that even a
game.
thing anymore?
They're all playground games. It's
They had the last All-Star game. They had that celebrity game, right?
They do
probably
that
the
every
best
year.
Yeah, the celebrity.
Yeah,
That's probably the best thing, huh?
that's entertaining.
It's
There are
funny.
people that suck playing, and they're like dribbling it, like not as much anymore. Like I remember some years ago when they had like whoever the celebrities and some models and this and that, and they'd be like dribbling the ball out of bounds and doing all this like dope because they can't play, shooting air balls. Now they try to get some people who are a little better, so the games are a little better now, but it's still not to the level of,
And that's
why
why the baseball celebrity game is at least good, because you get some of the old time players, and then you get some of the celebrities can actually at least play softball, and then some are just horrible, but it's at least halfway decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. The celebrity game was much
yeah.
more popular than the dunk contest now. I mean,
It's
we haven't really had a good dunk contest in how many
They have
years?
to have the YouTube All-Star jersey heads out there. That's what they need to. They need to stop messing around.
Can you
I
imagine
saw the other
if-
highlight reel. I know King Leo left us, but I saw his highlight reel again. Yeah, get King Leo out there. King Leo making his shots over yellow shorts, and
Yellow shorts.
you need King Leo. You need Mac out there just shooting from the logo.
That's hilarious.
Slim out there shooting threes. Snacks out there. You need all those guys out there. You don't want me. I just
Come on, Mighty.
I'm a puddle. I'm good for 5 minutes. Then I need to sit down.
Mighty, you were a Patriot, man. Come
You'll
on.
be the sixth man.
That's it. All right. Let me
Real quick, Rez, the Sharks just traded Matt Nieto.
yeah, I saw that. They did a 2-for-2, right?
Who did they trade?
Yeah, Nick Merkley and Matt Nieto. I forgot who it was, but somebody.
Was it to the Avalanche, right?
Is that who it was? Yeah, I
I think
forgot.
it was
I
they
think it was that.
traded. They
I
made
hear
a trade.
Meyer could be on the trade block.
Yeah, he's probably on his way out, unfortunately, which sucks.
Well, at least you guys are tanking for Bedard. That's what I wanted the Flyers to do, but then they got good.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with the Sharks, man. They're just I just watch. I don't have any expectations for them.
I love them. I really do. I love
they are the champions of just going to overtime constantly and then just losing
and losing in the shootout.
Constantly.
No. The Flyers are the kings of losing in the shootout. They've never had a good shootout team. Ever since the shootout was introduced, the Flyers probably have the worst shootout record in all of the NHL. Every time they go to a shootout, they it's like, just give the other team the point. Don't even start the shootout. And the funny thing about that is their biggest shootout win is what got them into the playoffs against the Rangers back in 2010, and they went to the Cup Finals, losing to Lucas Blackhawks. But that got us in because we won a shootout. That's how I knew. That's how I knew when the Union was in the championship game for the MLS Cup against the LA team. It went to the kicks at the end. I said, we're screwed. That's it. Yep. Here's a go. All right.
What, though?
I knew that was going to happen.
I don't like how teams, they play their freaking asses off and they go, they do all this work, then they go to the shootout and literally it's that's it. Like that's going to determine the entire game. I'm like, I hate that ruling. I don't know about you guys, how you feel about the shootout, but
I just
think-
thank God they don't do it in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Not just because the Flyers would never win. Like that would, like right now it's hard enough. If they had shootouts to decide, playoff games, it would be over, completely over then. But I
imagine
understand
game
why they
7
do
being
it, but I'm like, well, then just extend the over. You got to do something.
Yeah, extend to overtime. I think that's what they need to do.
I mean, they're trying 3-on-3 overtime. They're trying everything they can, but it's like, all right, just have another overtime period. There has to be something other than the dopey shootout at the end, because unless you have TJ Oshie or like a really good shootout goalie, you're pretty much screwed, right? Because you see the teams that win the shootouts, well, they have a good shootout goalie, or they have a player on their team that's really good at scoring shootout goals. Other than that, you're screwed. And I guess the Sharks don't have that. I know the Flyers don't have that.
I mean, we've won a couple of shootouts, probably not as bad as the Flyers, but yeah, I just don't like them because it's like you have these teams that are literally playing, front and back, just kicking each other's asses, and then literally one shootout in this one player and the goalie basically, and that's it. It's like it's a team sport. It's not a one-on-one. Like, what the hell?
I mean, that's what people sometimes say about. I hear sometimes people say about like field goals winning a game, where you have guys, going all out, and then you have just some guy come in to kick, and that's the game.
Yeah,
I've heard people say that too.
I agree with POV's comment. I mean, it has been that. I mean, you have championship leagues you have World Cups that end in shootouts to decide who wins the championship of soccer. And it's like, it's a skills competition at the end. What are we doing?
I agree.
That's the other thing that pissed me off about the MLS Cup, because the Union scored a goal in the extra time, and I thought the game was over. I was running
How
around
does that
the
not
basement, rolling and then the games kept going. I'm like, wait a minute, it's still playing. Why? I didn't realize that it wasn't sudden death, where it should be sudden death. No, we got, and then of course the LA team scored with like a minute to go in the extra time, and I'm like, God damn
it. Yeah. So the Sharks, they traded. They got rid of Matt Nieto and Ryan Merkley, and we acquired Jacob McDonald and Martin Kaut from the Avalanches. So it was a 2-for-2 trade.
I'm just hoping the Flyers trade JVR. He's the guy that kept us from getting Gaudreau.
GTC, I think they finished. Isn't this year they're going back to regular extra innings for baseball?
Extra innings for baseball with the damn runner on the second. Like
I think they're going back to the regular where it's not that anymore.
Just if I could add, what I really don't understand and I hate baseball contracts. Why are they so freaking long?
Well, to spread it out.
Come on,
it's really not bad.
A 10-year contract though, like a 10-year.
But it's really not bad because it doesn't handcuff you. Like if you would pay all that money in a short period of time, it would really ruin your finances. To spread it out, and in some cases, if you really look at the contracts, it's in a way a bargain. The Bryce Harper deal, which everyone went crazy about a few years ago, is actually not a bad deal, and it hasn't handcuffed them at all, obviously, from going after other players. And it's a good deal. The guy's going to be here, and it's a no trade, so he's going to be here now. At the end of the contract, when he's pushing 40 or whatever, then that might be like, what are we doing? But I think for the time, it helps you financially, and I just it's the way it is now. All right, and hockey's had it for years. Now, hockey always had these clauses that you can get out of. You can trade, and you can do these different things, right? Player retires and whatnot. But what started in hockey now kind of filtered towards the NHL, the MLB rather. You're never going to see it in the NBA and NFL. But, look, if it's helping to benefit the Phillies, I don't care. Bring it on. Let's just whatever they got to do.
I feel like that's a really long time, 10 years.
I just wish I learned to throw a ball. I could have just
crazy. Like, can you imagine like having a 10-year deal like in the
Ah.
NBA or NFL? Like,
Set for life.
how, exactly.
No kidding.
That's basically your like 2/3 of your career right there. Like, just sign from.
I mean, the thing is with baseball, it's less injuries. You could play longer.
Yeah.
It's I mean, you get into your 30s and you're still not that old in baseball unless you've had a bunch of injuries. Whereas football, certain positions, if you're 30 years old, you're old.
Yeah.
Basketball you could play longer, but even then it's kind of it's a lot of jumping up and down. So baseball, it's I still don't agree with the long contracts, but if there's any sport that it makes sense, it'd be baseball.
I mean, we've seen the bad of it though, because
it
wasn't the Harper contract, but when the Phillies paid Ryan Howard at the end of that, now he did get hurt during that contract, but at the end of that was tough. That was tough watching a player who was an MVP and everything just hardly be able to play. So I get it from that standpoint, but I mean, strike while the iron's hot. If you're good, you got to stay on top. It's all about staying on top.
Like, as a player, it's a win-win because
huge win. Oh my god,
this is basically going to be my livelihood for the next 10 years. It's like, okay, that's a long-term investment, but damn, like you're going to have to you're going to have to cement your career with if you're signed a 10-year deal with that organization. So
POB brings up the Bobby Bonilla. He gets paid $1 million every year.
I always feel like when you pay a player for baseball that much, I think if you don't win a World Series with that, at least one World Series with that player, to me, I think the contract was a bust then, in my opinion, because you put so much into that player, and in the back half of that, he's most likely old. He's not going to perform and be worth the 20, 30 million you're paying him. And you're preventing yourself at that point from getting somebody else. So I always feel like if you don't win at least one with that player, then that contract was a waste, in my opinion.
Now, what was Bond's contract with the Giants like?
His first one was 93 to 99, I think, and then they had a re-sign or something like that. He, at the time, if I'm not mistaken, he had the biggest contract in baseball in 93 when he signed, if I'm not mistaken. And then they kind of just kept re-signing him every few years. 2007, he didn't want to retire. He wanted to keep playing, but his knee was injured.
Yeah.
So he couldn't play in the field anymore. And obviously, at that time, there was no DH for National League, and I think no team was willing to spend what he still wanted to be a DH. So it kind of, but I don't remember his exact contract, but I know in 93 it was like till 98 or 99 or something.
And I get that, like, the Giants won after he retired and he was done. And that's when they had their dynasty, right? But, in baseball, baseball, I think it's just a tad. Now, we all want to win, and that's the ultimate goal. I don't care what sport it is. That's what you want. But I think in baseball, there is such a thing as watching a great player and being able to see that great player through his career with your franchise or another franchise. So even though the Giants didn't win, they did get to the one. They didn't win, but you guys still were able to watch Barry Bonds, all those years and hit those majestic blasts. And I mean, he didn't win, but you got to watch a great player do what he does.
So in that case, for me, I feel like I'm not just saying this because I'm a Bonds fan and a Giants fan, but I think he's one of an anomaly because of what he did, all the records he was breaking. It kind of like made it worth it, which is, you're not winning at the end of the day. But that, to me, that was a little different than most contracts. But I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying, though.
Oh, yeah. And I say that also because there's so many games in baseball. Like, baseball could really become monotonous after a while. But if you're following a player and he's doing all these historic things, and it's like every game you have to watch even if it's just for those at bats, that's pretty special. And like I said, baseball is one of those weird sports that way. Like the other sports, yeah. I mean, I want to see, Jalen, perform every week, play well at quarterback. But Jalen, we need a few of these. Nick Foles got us one. Jalen, I'm just saying.
Come on, Jalen.
All right, guys. I want to highlight another. I want to move forward to this next topic real quick before we run out of time and stuff. But I want to just kind of show So just kind of give a couple of YouTube shout outs, man, because I know a lot of you guys are killing it on YouTube, man. And, there has been a lot of great content that I've seen. I know I haven't really posted too much on the channel. I am working. I know I did a quick hat unboxing on the hat that I got a couple days ago, but I actually am in the process of doing a jersey video right now. I'm hoping I can finish it in the next day here. But I want to share my screen, and I just kind of want to give a shout out to 2 specific YouTubers who have really just been killing it. We've all been, uploading stuff, but I want to give a shout out to this guy right here.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're really just killing
Welcome
it.
back,
Big
Jersey
shout
collectors and
to,
sports
Rivalry.
fans. This is M. Diddy with
Sports
Rivalry
for-
Sportswear, back with another jersey show.
He just dropped a video an hour before the live.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one right here.
Profile.
I need to check it out.
This beautiful custom Kobe Bryant 97-98 jersey, road jersey for the Los Angeles Lakers. This one's a little special because it does have the All-Star game patch here from 98. His first All-Star game matched up against Michael Jordan.
So if you guys want to check out that video, definitely go check out the homie Rivalry Sportswear, aka Mac, man. He's
Definitely check that out.
with this. Which is funny because we were talking about the All-Star game, and I'm sure he uploaded it in the nick of time because the All-Star season is coming up real soon here. But he for those of you who don't know, Rivalry Sportswear makes custom throwback jerseys, man. Hit him up. He's got a lot of great stuff. But he's been uploading stuff like crazy. Like I've seen a lot of us kind of have our moments where we upload like crazy, and then we take a break, and but Mac, man, he's doing it. He's doing a great job, and we all are. But I want to give a special shout out to him because he's really doing a great job. So Mac,
why he's uploading so much, Rez?
huh?
Yeah, I say why he's uploading so much.
Why is that?
He doesn't have a team to watch in the NFL playoffs.
Oh,
Dang, dude.
Wow.
Mike, you gonna say that especially
Wow.
holding the Kobe, bro? Come on, man.
I didn't say that. Yo, Mac, you might have to come in here and check your boy, man, because
Mac and Adam know. They know. We all boast each other's stones all the time. We know.
Wow.
With Stone Cold. Come on, Stone Cold.
Stone Cold Steve Boston.
And Mac.
Yeah, so again, big shout outs to Rivalry. Like I said, check out his channel. He's just been uploading like back to back videos here. Tremendous job. And he's also getting into soccer jerseys. He's on the quest to complete his Messi jersey collection. He's got a couple already, so check him out. See what he's about. He does pretty much jerseys of all sports, to my knowledge. All major sports: basketball, football, baseball.
I'm
hockey,
jealous of that Anthony Edwards jersey. Oh my!
Yeah, no, he came up on that one. That's that jersey from the what is it? From the Timberwolves are just really nice, man.
Oh yeah. I just slept on those jerseys. I should have gotten one. Damn it.
The next person I want to shout out is, you guys see that?
Still see Mac.
Yeah, we still see Mac.
Here, let me try and share my other screen. So I have another YouTuber that I do want to shout out, and he's also a part of King's community that we're all a part of. But I thought I'd give him a special shout out because he actually is really up and coming here in the YouTube scene. And we got
the
Jaguar.
That's my good friend.
He's on the prowl.
Fellow Bears fan.
Look at that. Fierce intro, man. That's cool, man. So big shout outs if you guys don't know who he is. He goes by Jersey Jaguar on YouTube, but his name is Luca. And he is an up and coming YouTuber, and he does a lot of informative Jersey content. To my knowledge, he is or was a former Muay Thai fighter. Correct me if I'm wrong, Luca. I do apologize, but it's a little. He adds a different element to the Jersey game. because you know, his content is very informative, but also the styling, I think, of his jerseys, you know, is just unique. It's something that I haven't really seen. It's something that I thought that couldn't be done, and no, he does a fantastic job doing it. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I highly recommend checking him out on Kings of Throwbacks, because he posts there a lot. You know, he does a lot of fashion shoots and stuff with, you know, mixing his designer shoes with jerseys, and he's also a sports fan, and he's very up and coming. So I definitely want to give him a huge shout out. I want to give him his flowers, because he's very you know, he's very passionate about this. I could tell, you know, if you look at some of these videos he's done in the last few weeks here, you know, he's got a lot of informative videos, everything from how to fold a specific type of jersey to also doing live streams. And he also has a lot of his, you know, jersey reviews of some of his personal collection. So, you know, I would highly advise you guys to check him out if you haven't done so, and, you know, see what he's about, man, because he's doing a fantastic job. And I know he's trying to get monetized, and, you know, I want to kind of help him get there a little bit by giving him recognition. Also, another thing too, just to add, he's actually going to be featured on one of my lives coming soon. And I'm definitely going to have a conversation to have, you know, you guys get to know him a little more in depth, see what he's about. And also going to do a video on his channel as well. So there is a collab video that him and I are working on coming very soon. So
Luca's a great guy, and he's also the only person in our community who could properly tell you how to properly wear a jersey to a nightclub.
exactly right.
I gotta say though, both two of the sweetest people I ever met, and I'm proud to call them my friends, and I would love to meet them both. And Luca, you know, and he's one of my, they're both, you know, my favorite people. And Luca, you know, great guy. I love them both.
Very, very much so.
For sure. King Leo says legends. He says my ass still doesn't have an intro.
I don't either.
I have one, but I kind of want to redo. I kind of want to modify mine a little bit. There's a lot of things I want to change with mine, but you know, I was very.
What's up? I was gonna say with Luca too, you can always hit him up for a legit check, because he just helped me.
Yeah,
he legit checked my new one today, so shout out to him for that.
I just did too. Yeah,
I've actually hit him up a couple times on a couple of hockey stuff, because as far as like other than the Sharks, like if it's any other jersey, I don't know. You know, he's the guy. You know, he's very knowledgeable. Like I said, you know, we all have our knowledge here, but you know, of course, there's always that one jersey that we're kind of unsure about.
Yeah, particularly with hockey, because hockey, there's little things that I just can't. And I'll go to Luca and say, "Hey, Luca, what do you think?" And he'll either give me, and I know I can trust Luca with the hockey. He'll give me the thumbs up or down, and then I'm like, "All right, I trust it because Luca said it." So, absolutely.
I'll tell you something I have a hard time with, man. Remember back when Reebok made the NBA jerseys? Those are the jerseys I got a hard time with.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
for sure.
Yeah.
What does that go off every 30 minutes or what?
What was that?
Does that go off every like 30 minutes?
I don't know. It's like, it's weird because it plays Christmas tunes all year long. And I'm always in the festive spirit. So see,
it could be worse holidays to have a song too, right? I mean,
for sure.
You know. Bay Area's changing hats. Yeah, there he goes. All right, I'm gonna try to guess. Don't put it up yet. I have to guess it. I'm gonna try to guess it. I'm gonna say he's done Niners. I've seen him with the Giants, with the Sharks, with the Oakland A's,
and the San Jose Giants. I'm at 5.
And the San Jose Giants.
You really did all the Bay.
Oh goodness, is it the Seals?
Oh yeah, you got it.
You know him very well. Yeah.
I almost said Warriors, but I'm like, it's Seals. I'm thinking still baseball. 20, right? It's now 20 days before pitchers and catchers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm looking at the score right now against the Warriors Grizz game, and it's tied up at 30.
Yeah, it's a good game. I have it on
Grizzlies. Good.
Ooh, that's a
Yeah.
good one.
Good one, yeah.
Red, talking about pitchers and catchers. If Rez, that I don't know if you saw that horrible job the dugout and Fanatics did on my
It did.
customization.
Yeah.
They let me send it back for a full refund on the jerseys, customization, and everything. So I'm getting it back.
Wow. Even though they have a no refund policy on custom jerseys.
Yep, but I sent him pictures. I explained that this is, first of all, not the right stitching. Second of all, it's not even a good job at layered stitching. It's really and I showed him example. I just told him, and he was cool, the manager, about it. So they got it. I'm supposed to get my full refund within the next day or two,
That's great, man.
which is almost $400
Now
bucks.
we
So
need
Yeah,
you
dude,
guys
that usually
here.
doesn't happen. So kudos, man.
We need you guys here this season for a Giants Phillies game. That's what I think.
oh, I'm down.
Oh,
That's
no
what
doubt.
I think.
I'd love to go.
You can watch me boo Gabe Kapler, and
I'll
watch
boo him too. I'll boo Kapler too.
Oh, we got Mac. Yo, what's up? He said, sorry, I've been watching the U.S. versus Serbia friendly. Luca and
Oh,
Malcolm.
look at
earlier.
this guy with the
Sean
watching the
Daniels.
friendlies now. Oh
Wow.
my goodness, he's
They got
full
Sean in the
soccer.
broadcast. Yo, that's big time right there.
And yeah, Mighty, I've been 8, I think 7 or 8 stadiums. So I'm trying to go to as much as I could go. So I would love to go to the Philly stadium.
Oh,
So you gotta check that out.
It's a terrific place to watch a game.
It's still Citizens Bank.
Citizens Bank Park,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
It's got a
How
little
long-
old school in it, a lot of nuances. They're gonna have. I mean, it's only gonna be until some other team gets a bigger one, but they're gonna have the biggest scoreboard in the league this season. They're getting a very large
The
one.
Dodger Stadium. You gone, right? Bay Area? The
Hey,
Dodger Stadium?
dude, I went to like 8 games. I went to a whole weekend series this year. I went to playoff game there against the Giants. 2 years ago? I go there. That in the Angel Stadium. Now that I live out here, I frequent a lot. So POB, we definitely got to catch a game. We'll set it up this year. We'll hit up a Giants Dodger game.
Yeah, I gotta see Dodger Stadium. I gotta see Fenway, and I
You gotta
gotta
go to the
see Wrigley.
Giants Stadium.
I gotta see Wrigley. Those are my
Yo,
three.
Mighty, you gotta go to Levi's Stadium and you gotta go to Chase Center.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no. I mean, eventually, I would like to make the rounds in some of those other stadiums too. Yeah.
I want to go to Levi.
Yeah.
I want to see the Niners play. I want to see George Kittle. He's the man.
Yeah.
Tight end, man. He's super cool, man. He's
and don't
tall.
forget,
He's
he's
tall
both
as
a
shit.
Bears
I'll
fan.
tell you that. He towered over me when I took that picture. I didn't realize how tall he was. I was like, holy moly, this dude is freaking tall as hell.
Now, if I meet him, I would have to wear the Brian Urlacher, man. I got to show him my allegiance with the Bears. And Urlacher is one of his heroes, too.
Yeah. Didn't they do a video? Didn't they do a video of Kittle and Urlacher? I think I saw that video where they were like kind of just having a one-on-one conversation talking about like football and stuff like that.
Hell of a video. Great video.
Yeah. That's cool. All right, fellas. Well, I think I'm gonna call it a night, man. I want to thank everybody that hopped on this evening, and thank you guys for understanding the kind of the guidelines that I set in place. The last 2 lives were kind of rocky. I know, given the topics were a little, hard to talk about. But like I want to monetize these lives, and I don't want to jeopardize my channel because of something that was kind of misunderstood. So and that goes for anybody, myself included. Me being the moderator, I need to do a better job of making sure that I reiterate that stuff throughout the lives. But if you guys have any questions about that, you're more than welcome to message me offline, and I can.
Well, that's why you gotta do Instagram lives. Anything goes there. I know.
Well, you could actually get paid, I think, from Instagram if you get a certain amount of viewership from there. But I just use my Instagram to shop and post pictures because I'm telling you that those sponsored ads,
oh yeah,
they're getting me, man. They're getting me left and right.
I've saved a few. I put some of those in the saved category. Some of those retro T-shirts. Oh,
yeah, no, it's addicting. I'm telling you right now, those wrestling like tees and
I just saw an Ultimate Warrior one before I got on here, Rez. I thought of you. I saw an Ultimate Warrior one, and I was like,
I think I've seen that one, man. But I'll tell you this right now. I'm currently waiting on 8 shirts.
Oh no! Did you do the paying for him?
I did actually.
You're a
but it's
My
monster.
paying fours are dwindling down. You guys would be happy to hear. I think I'm
That's
down to
good.
6.
The last of my paying for was paid off last week, and I got a new one that just started this week. So
Whereas you're gonna be surprised when I say this, but I actually made a jersey pickup today. I got a jersey.
hey,
This is a
Let's see
jersey I've
it.
been wanting for a long time. I
What is
finally
it?
got a Pat Tillman, man. I
Let's
don't
go.
know
You
when
got
it's
a Pat
gonna
Tillman?
come
That's
in.
dope.
Oh my goodness.
You got the white or the red?
I got the
Oh.
red one, the Mitchell and
Dope.
Ness. I found one, man, in a size 60. Dude, great condition, bro. And
Big John
I'm
ain't
pretty
messing around
excited
this
to get
year.
it.
Yeah. No, like trust me. I've always collected, like I've always been okay, here's the thing, guys, like before I go, but like I have a huge t-shirt collection, right? I don't show you guys it because I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it. I'm trying to figure out, should I do it in a reel or should I do it in a full video, or how many should I show? But these tees, I'm telling you, these t-shirts that are on Instagram, they're just different. And you'll see them as I show more on the channel, but like the designs, these t-shirts are actually designed by people. They're not made by like, the company, like they're not made by like Nike or WWE or whatever. Like these are actual independent artists that are designing these at their whatever, computer or whatever. And the way, I'm telling you, the way that these t-shirts come out, it's just beautiful. Like I can't describe it. And I'm trying to limit myself to like, just if I'm going to be getting into these t-shirts, I just want to be like getting into like wrestling t-shirts. I don't want to get into like all the other stuff, because then it's going to be a whole new thing. Because like now I'm starting to see like sports tees like that too. I saw a couple of like Philadelphia Eagles ones. I saw a couple of 49ers ones. I saw a Syracuse Carmelo Anthony one not too long ago, and I'm like, I gotta back away.
Yeah. Oh, you could be in trouble.
Yeah, and they had a Barry Bonds one too, and I was like, ooh.
Oh boy.
I'll send it to you, Bay Area. Maybe you might bite, but these, I'm telling you, these t-shirts, man, they're they're scary, man. Because these are not your average like $20 t-shirts. Like they're pretty up there.
So these are the ones that you've been getting, right, Rez? I think you got the Warriors one, and with the different graphics on both sides, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they're meant to look like they're vintage, but they're new, and they're somewhat pricey, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So they call them the bootleg style, like the bootleg rap tee style.
Yeah,
so basically, they're supposed to like replicate like how kind of like, when you go to like, when you went to a game and you go to the arena like back in like the 2000s, and you had like people selling merchandise outside of the stadium, but that wasn't actual like official merchandise.
Yeah.
They call them the bootleg tees. Yeah. That's kind of where the nickname came from. But you just got these people that are just so talented, and you even got like NBA and sports athletes wearing this stuff, like, coming into the game, or even outside of the game. So it's adding that extra level of popularity to them. But I'm telling you, some of these designs that some of these artists, designers are making are just so freaking good. Like they almost look like they come straight from that era. And like with the wrestling tees, I don't know if you know, but like a lot of vintage wrestling shirts are very expensive. They could range anywhere from a couple $100 to even a couple $1,000. And I'm not paying that for a t-shirt. Yeah, I'm not paying that for a t-shirt. There's no way.
Jerseys only for that much.
Jerseys only
for that much.
It's crazy to me. Like even now, like I'm telling myself, like I would have never spent this money on a t-shirt. I'll tell you that. And they're getting me, man. I'm telling you. But a lot of these shirts, man, like I said, they're really good quality. They fit good. They're big boy friendly. So, definitely don't have to feel like you're wearing a muscle tee. But if you want to get that size, they offer that option as well. Yeah. And, they offer them in different colors. They have like a standard black t-shirt, and then they also offer like a vintage, they call it a vintage wash. So basically what that is the t-shirt goes through a process, a cycle where, it's basically becomes like a dyed material where it kind of feels like it's already been worn many times, but it's just the treatment process of the t-shirt. And yeah, like Max said, they range anywhere from $60 to $80. The highest I've seen people sell them for was $125, and I haven't paid that price. But yeah, the $60 to $80 price mark is pretty high up there, and I'm very hesitant on what I buy, but I'm selective. But luckily, like I said, a lot of these brands, they do offer the pay in 4 option. So if you want to spread those payments out and maybe spend like $15 here, $15 there, I think that's a great way. Because the thing is too, a lot of these, just to add, they have what they call they do pre-orders. So it's not like they have a set number in inventory, like, oh, I only have 5 shirts in this size, or I have 10 shirts in this size. So they open the pre-order from like today up until Friday, and then Friday basically is the last day to order. So you don't have to worry about the FOMO too much about it, because it's going to be there. You just have to make your decision on whether or not you're going to purchase it like during that time frame. And I'd say that probably the most frustrating part about it is the wait times, because I have stuff currently that I ordered back in Black Friday and I still haven't received it yet.
Oh,
so it is made to order. So most of the time, so there's definitely that patience that you need to have when you order something. You're not going to get it right away, which is also why I was compelled to use Pay in 4, because it's like by the time I pay this off, my thing should be ready. So I'm not going to pay it off in full and then have to wait like two months or 8 weeks, to get this thing. So yeah. But
I will always take made to order and know I can get what I want in my size than not made to order where it's not guaranteed. That's what I always liked about Ebbets before it kind of changed up, that I could always get what I needed no matter what. It's not like that anymore, but it was for a long time.
Yeah. So I mean, like a lot of the stuff will you will get, but again, there is that level of wait time, unfortunately. But it's one of those things where you just have to bite the bullet, and that kind of
take.
What's up?
I said give and take.
Yeah, give and take. And like I said, you're supporting. The way I look at it, you're supporting a lot of artists out there, and it's a great way for you to show support and not have to buy and put your money towards these big corporations, and it's kind of like what Mac does with Rivalry. So, it's nice. I don't know if you guys want to see a sneak peek of one of them, but I have them up here. That's my next video that I'm working on.
Sure.
Sure, let's check it
Big
out.
John, are you here?
I'm here, brother.
I think you're gonna like this one, man. Because
there's the Warriors hat. See there.
I forgot until you brought it up. I didn't put it
Almost.
on. So I gotta throw it on.
That's the Warriors hat. All right, so I'm gonna show you this, because this shirt looks like it came straight from the 90s.
Oh my God.
I know my camera's blurry, so I apologize, but
Matt and Jeff.
Wow.
Matt's a good
They are
dude.
really nice looking shirts, that's for sure.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
A lot of detail.
very, very detailed. And
Wow.
just to add, like the process of the shirts, they a lot of them go through a process which they call DTG, which is short for direct to garment.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what that is that the design on the shirt is basically it's like sublimated on, so there will be no cracking or fading on the print. Like it'll last you a long time, and that's what's good. That kind of was what plays into the factor of the longevity of the shirts. Is that they're high quality. They're not some cheap shirt that you'll buy like at a gas station. So
Look.
who's that? Is that Matt Hardy? Yo, that's fire.
Yep, Matt Hardy,
wow.
Fire, man, the mower of lawns.
bro. You know it, man. He was super cool.
Version
man.
1.
We talked for a while, man. It was so good to meet my sensei of Mattitude.
That's dope, dude. I just remember when him and Shannon Moore used to be like,
Oh God. I've been
Back
watching
in
a
the
lot
day.
of 2003, man, on Peacock. Man, it's crazy. I miss those days, man. Dr. Thugonomics seen it.
I know. I miss those too. But yeah, you guys are gonna definitely see a bunch of these shirts come real soon here on the channel. You know, I have a lot, and you know, I want to do like kind of want to do reels of me like wearing them and stuff and showing you guys, because I know a lot of people are curious to see how the shirts fit. But you know, yeah, I think you guys should consider getting like maybe just one, see for yourself. You know, they have different types, not just wrestling ones, but they have like sports ones as well. And
I'll take a look. I like the graphics. I like the others you've showed in the past too.
yeah, I'll send you I'll send you a one that, a Philadelphia one. I don't know if I sent you one, but there is one that I saw with Kobe wearing the McNabb jersey, you know, back in the 2000s. I thought that one looked pretty cool.
That was one of the coolest parts of that run back in 2017, because when the Eagles went to LA, Kobe talked to the team, and he was a huge Eagles fan. You know, that was his team, and they gave him a custom, authentic Nike number 8 Eagles jersey, and so he wore that for pics and stuff. And I still think one of the coolest things about when after they won, you saw the different celebrity reactions to the Eagles winning their first Super Bowls. You got Will Smith doing the wing flap thing, and you had Kobe with the baby in his hand, so he couldn't be very loud because the baby was sleeping, and he's fist pumping. He's trying not to get too excited to wake the baby.
That's great.
Don't wait.
And I think the wife is in the back saying, you know, and he's like, he's so happy, but he can't do his real cheer because he's holding the baby in his hands.
That's funny.
It's pretty cool. If anyone has a chance to go check that out, it's really a touching thing. But yeah, Kobe was a diehard Eagle fan, and
so Rivalry just said I'm planning on making him to go with jersey releases I'm doing. Oh. Looks like he's gonna be making some tees, guys. The tee.
The rivalry tee.
Hey, Rivalry, yo, Mac, if you could make a Pistol Pete one, we might have to talk.
Now look,
Adam would love that.
Now, I'm just saying, we might have to talk, or make an Urlacher one. That'd be dope.
Now you're talking my language, man.
Chuck and Stoudemire first, man.
Chuck is first up. Wow.
What about Reggie? Show some love to the minister.
Chuck and Stoudemire first, Mac. Then we can talk about shirts. Okay.
I'll make sure to get you a Ben Simmons one. All right.
Yeah, Ben Simmons.
We beat him tonight. Aha!
We beat him tonight.
For the first time since he was traded, him and Embiid faced off against each other because either one or the other hadn't played in the other games.
Yeah.
But tonight they both played. Embiid got the dub. That's right, Ben. You just sit where you are. The start of the whole great sports week here in Philly. Just the appetizer.
For sure. All right, guys. Well, I think I take enough time tonight. We kind of went over a little bit, but again, thank you guys. I hope you guys watch some football this weekend because it's going to be some historical matchups. You know, whoever comes out with this is going to go into the Super Bowl. So
go Birds!
Let's go Niners. Let's go.
Great game.
Let's go, baby. All right, and you already know, guys. I do these lives every Wednesdays. I think I'm gonna change the time officially to 6:30. I think it's easier for me. So, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, PM. That's 9:30 PM Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys have any questions, if you guys have any suggestions you want me to talk about, you're more than welcome to hit up my line and my social media platforms, which you can find in the description here, guys. And hopefully I can see you guys again next week on the next live. So that being said, guys, have a good night. I'll talk to you guys very soon. All right.
Good night.
All right. Peace.